プランク静岡テクニカルファクトリーの佐藤です。去年の壮行会の時にエンジンがダメにしてしまった車のエンジンを組み付けていきます。今回は部品としては、日本の部品、オーストラリアの部品、アメリカの部品を混ぜつつ組み付けていこうと思っています。今回自分は英語が喋れないし、ミッキーは日本語が喋れないんで、ちょっと言葉の壁があってうまく作業ができるかわからないですけど、一緒にやっていきたいと思います。
I'm Mickey from Throttle, and I'm here in Shizuoka at Toprank's technical factory, where today I'm going to get to actually build the engine that I blew up back in January at Fuji Speedway. Well, that sucks. Now it's time to actually fix it. So I thought it would be a really cool idea to fly to Japan, visit the Shizuoka technical factory here at Toprank, and actually help Sato-san build my engine personally, which is really exciting for me. I've been a Japanese car fan my whole life, and having the opportunity to actually come to Japan and help a master technician build my personal engine for my R34 that's going to be coming back to the USA very soon is a huge honor, and I'm so excited to be here, and I can't wait to get started on putting this motor back together. And this isn't just going to be an OEM restoration or OEM rebuild of the RB26DETT, and we've included some great partners like Platinum Racing Products, Kelford Cams, Fluid Damper, and a bunch of other parts as well that we've received from Radium and a few other companies as well. We'll introduce those throughout the video, but this is not just going to be a JDM rebuild or an OEM rebuild. This is going to have a little bit of Aussie spec to it as well, and it's going to have a little bit of my personal touch from America and Sato's JDM touch as well. So I'm excited to see how this all comes together. It's a few different worlds colliding, and I think it's going to be an awesome recipe for success. This is the box we've been waiting for. All the Haltech equipment has arrived. This is the new Haltech S3 plug and play setup. That's right, if you guys have a GT-R, Haltech has their new S3 that has internal wideband built into it. And they also have a plug and play harness, so you can use your OEM harness or a harness from Wiring Specialties. Plug everything in, add your sensors, and you're off and running. Get this thing tuned up in no time flat. I'm excited to get this stuff in. This is the last thing we're waiting for. Now we can jam. One of the big challenges on this build is that Sato doesn't speak English, and I don't speak Japanese. So we're using a lot of Translate on the phone, and luckily the guy behind the camera is also somewhat fluent in English and Japanese. So luckily he's here to film us, but also to help us understand, because there's obviously a lot of numbers that have to go into getting this built right, and Newton meters, foot pounds, it's all different, so we have to be on the same page. So communication is key when we build this engine.
普通のボルトはトルクでよく締めるんですけど、今回このボルトは、伸びをかかって伸びで締めるという方法になります。ゲージで、締めていってボルトが伸びるんで、その伸びの長さを測って規定のボルトの締め付けにする。めんどくさいです。
Alright, while the boys are knocking out the engine, I'm in here still working on some of the fuel system stuff. Got our Haltech fuel pressure sensor mounted remotely. You can mount your fuel pressure sensor on your fuel pressure regulator if you want. However, Haltech recommends that you remote mount them, so we've got a 4 AM remote line basically that comes off the pressure regulator and goes to the sensor. The sensor is mounted back here, kind of out of the way behind the fuel filter. And just got to finish buttoning up running this line, and that will be that for that sensor, and the fuel system for that matter can be buttoned up. It feels good. It's the end of day one here at Shizuoka Technical Factory by Toprank, and we had a heck of a day today. We got a lot done. Actually, it didn't go as planned, unfortunately, and oftentimes that's how it works out. Sato started building the engine, and my plan was to actually help him build the engine, but one, he's very good at it and he's very fast. So while he was getting started on the engine, he asked me to work on the fuel system. So I started on the fuel system, and that actually took longer than I thought it was going to take. I looked over and Sato had almost the whole engine built already. So unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to help with the engine very much, but I did get the fuel system complete with all the radium products, and we got a few things sorted out with that. We found all those problems today, hopefully all those problems, and we've got some things coming in the mail tomorrow that will help solve some of those problems. But all in all, awesome day. Engine is basically done, just a few things need to get bolted on it, and tomorrow we're gonna get that thing back in the engine bay, which is amazing. Now, it's time to go eat some dinner. Let's get out of here.
はい、2日目になりました。昨日エンジンがだいたい組み上がったので、今日はインマニ駅マニ周りをつけていきます。で、エンジンを乗せるまでいけるかな、もうちょっといけるかなっていうところまで作業していきます。
It's day 2 and we're here at Technical Factory in Shizuoka by Toprank. I've got Sato-san and Fukuyama-san back there behind me getting the engine buttoned up so that today's the day we can pop it back in the car and I can start getting our Haltech ECU in there and programmed and ready to get this thing fired up. It's going to be a whirlwind of a day, so stay tuned. It's Haltech time, baby! Now I gotta run all the wires. This is the lousy part about running a new ECU, is that you have to run wires through the firewall. Our 34s in particular, 32s, 33s are the same, but the grommet where it goes through the firewall is right behind the ABS unit and up behind the heater core. So running wires into the interior is really difficult on these chassis and never something I look forward to doing. I'm trying to find some long tools so we can go through the factory rubber location. That way it's sealed from the elements and I don't have to worry about it in the future. Shit, Ken. There we go. I got it. The motor went in for the first time and it's back on the floor again because where I put the fuel pressure regulator remote fitting was right in the way of the intake plenum. So we knew it was going to be close, but we thought it was going to clear underneath. Unfortunately, it's right where there's a bunch of other items underneath it. So we're going back to the workbench because we got to make up a custom fitting to house our remote line for the fuel pressure sensor. So we're basically reconfiguring the whole FPR so that it fits under the intake plenum, and then we'll be good to go. Engine can go in. These guys are a well-oiled machine, man. You can tell they've known each other for a long time. They don't even talk. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. The idea was for me to help them work, but I can't even get in here and help. Well, it's the end of day 2 and it has been an eventful day. The car is essentially ready to get buttoned up. The motor is back in, the transmission's back in, the new clutch is in. The guys really kicked butt today. Fukuyama-san and Sato-san are on the next level, in my opinion, when it comes to working on these cars. I don't even hear them talking, and they're complimenting one another work-wise to the point where they're working so fast and without even speaking that I can't even get in there to help with anything, it seems like. I'm not sure if it's done like that by design or if, if they're really just that efficient. So huge thanks to those guys for actually banging this car out. And I literally have not lifted a finger unless I bust in there and actually force myself to do things. A little bit different than what I had anticipated. I was really hoping to be a little more involved. I did get the Haltech ECU in today, got some wiring done as well today. So now tomorrow morning when we come in, I can focus on getting the tune on the ECU and let the guys finish up mechanicals. That way we know that we can fire this car up tomorrow. We've got a dyno day in just 2 short days away. So we've got tomorrow to kind of get everything done and then get the car started. And then the next day we're heading to the dyno to make some power. So it's been awesome. We're gonna get ready for day 3. We're gonna go out and have some dinner and maybe a beer. And we'll be back tomorrow and get some more stuff done.
Oh, thank God I'm hungry. Wow.
3 p.m.
Oh, 3 p.m.
engine start.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. I'm excited.
下回り先にバババって組んじゃって、でそして車下げてきたらエンジン周りをやっていけば、そしたらいやいやリミット調整できるから、だから密かにトラックデーで俺より早く走んないように。じゃあ明日はエンジンをかけるように頑張ります。いいですか？はい。はい。